Just the back and forth momentum swap. That there's a big rock. Here comes Romero. But a pull counter.
There we go. We have a champion, ladies and gentlemen.
Jim Miller has a chance to do something historical in the UFC. He's fought at UFC 100. He's fought at UFC 200. And he's going to be fighting against Bobby Green this weekend at UFC 300. He requested to be able to fight on the card. Even requested Bruce Buffer to introduce him as Jim fucking Miller. And he's fought a who's who of individuals in the lightweight division. He has a win over Charles Oliveira, and that was a really cool win. The best way you could probably try to replicate that win, since there isn't a knee bar, so to speak, in game, would be you go to stack guard, you try to, rock him from the guard and whatnot, and then you go attack the heel hook and maybe try to get the little calf slicer race. But I was rewatching that. Obviously rewatched their second bout as well. It didn't go his way. But Jim Miller's fought a lot of dudes. And to be fighting for that long, especially when he's dealt with Lyme disease, that's kept him on the sidelines. And still, he's on a 2-fight win streak heading into this bout against Bobby Green. Bobby Green coming off of a very, very bad loss to Jalen Turner. And another thing that I kind of noticed about this card is that almost everybody on this card has fought each other or fought somebody that fought the other guy. It's a crazy, crazy thing to think about. So I think it's a great, great card. The main event's going to be great. We spoke about it all week so far. I've been throwing out multitude of showcases. Going to grapple, but no dice. And I'm happy to showcase Jim Miller. I usually pick Jim Miller when I'm streaming to troll Marshall whenever he comes by my stream. But like, oh, look, it's your dad. Since if you guys aren't familiar, Jim Miller used to ruin Marshall's time in career mode. So to the point where Jim Miller's been deemed his his stepfather, essentially. But Jim Miller, as a 3.5-star fighter in the lightweight division, he's pretty solid. I actually would like for him to be in welterweight because he has fought in welterweight. No, give me your ankle. I'm going to give you that Thiago Moises treatment. He's a very, very solid 3.5-star fighter. And if you think about it with Jim Miller, in his last 7 fights, was it 7? Would it be 7? I think it's in his last 6 fights. He's 5-1. Has a lot of submissions in his arsenal. Lots of counter subs too. Speaking of counter subs, you thought you was safe. Man, you gotta give it up. You gotta give it up to me for that one. That submission. That Kimura fake is not safe. It's not safe against Jim Miller. This is why he's a sleeper pick. If he gets you on the ground and he works you accordingly and you go for a position where he has a sub counter, it's going to be lights out for you. That's good. That's good to kick things off with. All right. Time to seek some, it wouldn't be revenge. It'd be the trilogy. Against Charles Oliveira. Charles Oliveira, 4.5-star fighter. Lots of submissions. Also fighting this weekend against Arman Tsarukyan. And we're going to look to aggressively wrestle Charles. The first fight where he had a lot of success, he ended up taking down Charles by the fence. Charles tried to go for a guillotine, and it opened up a bunch of stuff in the full guard where Miller was able to, end up getting to the finishing position of the bout. So Jim Miller, I've showcased him a couple times on the channel already. So all you really need to know is that his arms are super, super short. So you really want to work the overhand. That's going to be your best weapon. Trying to set up striking with your grappling attempts as much as possible. I don't know why this guy's pitting himself against the fence. You're scaling the fence. Is just going to give me a lot of opportunities for takedowns. But the overhand paired with the calf kick, they are 2 strikes that are essentially married to each other. And if you mix those up, you can give a 3.5-star fighter like Jim Miller a chance against almost anybody. It'll be very difficult against guys like, an Islam or a Dustin. I mean, Charles, too. Oh, almost. Uh-oh. But he's more than capable. And against Bobby Green, I do like his chances against Bobby Green when it comes to the grappling department. That is where he succeeds. Uh-oh. Go. Back take. That's where a lot of his wins come from. He has 20 wins by submission. Honestly, his submission offense stat should be a lot. I think it should be like about a 97, 98. Honestly. Maybe I'm speaking that bias. because I love me some good grapplers. I denied it. But 20 wins by submission, and most of his fights being the UFC, he's fought a total of, I think it was like 55 times. And more of his losses have come by decision. He's only been finished a total, think about this, in 55 fights, he's only been finished 5 times. The rest of his losses have been by decision. Can we get the slam? Yes, we do. Toma! It's an impressive thing. So I'd recommend a few fights for y'all to watch leading up to UFC 300. His bout against Clay Guida, submitted him via guillotine choke. That one was in round 1. Then Roosevelt Roberts, who was in the McGregor versus Chandler Ultimate Fighter. Oh, that was a real transition. Got an armbar against him. Try to go for the hook. No dice. Most recently, I think his last bout, it was on a UFC fight night. I believe it was against Magomed Ankalaev versus Johnny Walker. And I think he ended up winning by submission there. I forgot who it was against, but see if we get this. Nah, scrambles out. Good job. But he's had a lot of good fights. So I'm happy for him. I mean, this is what he loves to do. He loves fighting. And to be able to have this much longevity, you gotta give him all the respect. He's a future Hall of Famer. For me, to be a future Hall of Famer, there's the quality of wins that you're getting, the competition that you're beating. You got Charles Oliveira in your resume. You got a couple of title challengers in your resume. It's pretty good. I think my favorite win that he got was the win against Donald Cerrone. That guillotine was nice. That was a nice guillotine to have. Although I was thinking that would be a good time for him to retire, but hey, he opted not to. I think also against Donald Cerrone, that fight was in welterweight. So you know what I should do? I should probably ask EA to add Jim Miller to the welterweight division as a 3.5-star fighter. Oh, fuck. Oh, no. Oh, man, that was nice. That was a beautiful transition to the clinch. Very Charles-like. Oh. Rock my shit. There you go. Rolled the punch. Landed a hook of our own. Hey. It's a pull happy. Trying to be pull, duck happy. Jim Miller got ourselves another takedown. Can I deny it? Yes, I do. So I go stacked. Should have done the other way. He's going to get up. Let's attack the guillotine. One of Jim Miller's best weapons. I mean, being that both of these guys ended up finishing each other in both of their fights against one another, I'd be remiss not to try and finish Charles Oliveira. I don't want this to go to a decision. We can finish that Michael Johnson. We can finish Charles. Oh, man, he doesn't know about the sub counter. That's good. Charles is tricky. If you try to go backside against Charles, he has Kimura counter. I'm pretty sure if I try to go for the Kimura fake, he also has it. But well, Herbie's going to stand us up. It's a risky thing to go for certain transitions because you'd be surprised who has what. It's based on the move levels. And you don't want to be on the unfortunate end of getting caught with a sub counter because those things are super strong. They're harder to race out of. There we go. Should have got more hits done there. I know we don't have the most power with Jim Miller, although I do think his power should be a little bit higher. I held block. Ooh. Overhand. The nice overhand buff makes it a very good strike to lead with. Let's try to... Damn. This fucking position. Fuck on me. Fuck on me. Fuck on me. Trying to land some of the calf kicks. Oh, Ay, Jim Miller. I hope it don't end up like that against Bobby Green. There we go. Take his ass down. His issue with Bobby Green is going to definitely be the range that Bobby Green holds himself at. For the most part, Bobby's pretty aware He does have some better takedown defense than most people give him credit for. We do recall that he also submitted Tony Ferguson, but that was an older, tired, more fatigued, eye poked in the eye Tony Ferguson. Maybe I just want to see Jim Miller. If Jim Miller wins this fight, I would love for him to retire after beating Bobby Green. I've showcased Bobby a couple times on the channel too. He's a EA community fan favorite for all of the shenanigans that he gets into. He wins some, he loses some, but he's always willing to put out a barn burner of a fight. He was fighting against Drew Dober. That was a crazy back and forth fight. Oh, good fight, thank you. That was a crazy back and forth fight. Ended up getting finished, and Drew Dober is actually going to get added to the game. If you guys saw the roadmap, and that's the only thing with Bobby Green. When he loses, he's lost more by decision than he does lose by finish. But he has been knocked out 5 times. Well, not KO'd I think 3 times and like TKO'd twice. Oof. And I can definitely see Jim Miller rocking Bobby Green. All right, we're gonna try to up the onslaught here and using that to set up his strikes to eventually look to get a takedown. I think that's going to be the path to victory. Oof. We ain't scared no damn God. Come on, Chucky. Muévete, Chucky. Tienes que mover, Chucky. Let's go to stacked. See if we can rock him here. Nah. He's moving around too much. Ooh, he's faking. Yes. This is going to set up a nice sequence. Let's go, Kimura. Now, let's see if he's able to race out of this. Get him down. Oh, man, I wasn't able to deny that. So this posture. It's just that guard. Oh, slow down a little bit. Good defense. Why is it slowing down? All right. We got 2 minutes left. All right, let's start swinging. For fuck's sake. Shoot. Ow. I do not want to put the Charles back in this fight. Toma que lleva. Cógelo, cógelo. We got him out. All right, we got the finish. He thought the takedown was coming, and we ended up getting the finish with Jim Miller. All right, we've showcased Jim Miller plenty of times on my channel. I don't think we have to drag it out any longer than we need to. It's a really good fight. I would actually prefer for Jim Miller and Bobby Green to be the fight that opens up the prelims. I don't really like that Garbrandt and Figueiredo are the guys opening up, but it is what it is. I think they should be the featured prelim. Other than that, good luck to Jim Miller this weekend for UFC 300. I wish him the best of luck. And I hope that he's able to perform and retire, brother. You've done enough in the sport. Win your fight and retire. And leave Martial Mind alone. Romero 17, I appreciate y'all. Much love. Take care. And have a wonderful weekend. I'm out of here.